Almost every single person is a fan of Reina, the new Tekken character who is supposedly an illegitimate daughter of Heihachi. She's a very well designed character, really well put together, and everybody I know is obsessed with her. If you don't know already, content creators were invited to Bandai Namco offices to play the final build of Tekken 8, and they were able to record footage of each character's move list. I wasn't invited, but I did find this video by Jacob D. I'm going to zoom out here so you can see. He put up the videos in Polish, so as you can see, I have translations right here. I want to go through Reina's move list, but the first thing is he has some notes right in the beginning. If you just want to see the moves right away, there'll be a timestamp below. Go ahead, jump to that. And leave a comment if you want to see a different character up next. You know, there's so many move lists out there that it's going to take a bit to get through. But let's get right to it. So, Reina seems to be a well-rounded Mishima with many mix-ups. She has a few stances and a lot of fun movement. She has like evasive stances and evasive movement built in. It's not just like normal Tekken movement. Her 1-1-2 flash punch combo, gives Sentai mix-ups. That's one of her stances. Forward 1+2 is a roll that has a few options. Not sure if the mix-ups can be fuzzy guarded or not. Right, so every option here, everything we're seeing right now doesn't really tell us too much about the game, although it is great data. We have to know how opponents will counter with movement, defensive options, armor moves, etc. Down forward 3 enters Wind God Step. So she has a wave dash like other Mishimas. She also has a mist step like Kazuya, and sort of like Lee. Basically, if you tap forward, she enters a special stance. This allows her to do an electric faster than other Mishimas and about probably the same speed as Kazuya. Down back 2 is a shoe shine. We'll look at that move. Usually that means a crouching low that, well, hits low. Hop kick is 17 frames, so she has a hop kick. That's really crazy because most Mishimas do not have a hop kick. Electric Wind Godfist has a normal Mishima input, has an electric kick, so electric input, but with 3, the left kick button. Hell Sweep deals 26 damage, ends high, and is -1 on hit. Okay, so most Hell Sweeps either give advantage, knock down, or start a combo. In her case, it looks like it's just a power low without frame advantage, which is pretty interesting. The low ender version deals 22 and is +2 on hit. Okay, there's advantage. Quarter circle back forward 2 is a command throw. Sentai and Heaven's Wrath stances have throws. Different parry reaction for kicks and punches. Down 4-1 stomp has a just frame version. Cool. So a precision input. Looks like those are all the notes. Let's check out the move list now. All right, so the first few moves in the Tekken 8 move lists are all kind of describing heat actions. So we'll see these moves repeated. That's her heat smash. This looks like new move she gains in heat. As in she gets free electrics there. This is one of her parries. Heat burst. Down forward 1, 2. Oh, are we in the normal move? No. These are all heat engagers. Down forward 1, 2, heat engage. Wall splats. Forward 3 is a heat engager and it also wall splats. This one does not wall splat. Down 3. So most of her heat engagers are wall splatting. That's really scary. I believe all the wall splatting heat engagers can be canceled into the heat dash launch. This is a during heat move. So I don't know if they're just empowered for damage or if they're completely different moves altogether. All right, we've seen the heat smash. It's weird that they show it twice. I know that they want to make it really accessible, but oh my goodness, she has a second heat smash. I forgot we saw that in the trailer. So during during the Heaven's Wrath parry, she has a low heat smash. And then this is her rage art. We've seen that before. Okay. Now, move list. Flash punch combo, and this is different. So her flash punch does not knock down like most Mishimas. Hers 1-1-2 leaves her +2 in stance. And you can transition on hit with 1-1-2. So it looks like 1-1-2 transitions normally, and then if you hold back, you can cancel the transition. So you don't go into the stance, you just keep playing normally. 1-2 strike. +8 on hit, pretty good. 1-2-2, that's a standard Mishima thing. 0 on hit. Surprisingly, not a lot of frame advantage. Sting the works. There is a, I can't remember which character. I think it's a Deviljin has shoot the works. Reina has sting the works. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you can see that the combo counter on the left here stops. So the third hit is not guaranteed. But I imagine if the third hit hits on counter hit, well, I'm curious how the counter hit properties are, but it looks like after the third hit, where the knee hits here, the fourth hit is guaranteed. 2, 1, 1. This is a natural combo. So that means every hit is guaranteed if you hit the first one here. Standing 2 looks like it's 12 frames down here in the bottom left. I know it's a bit small. Sorry about that. But 2, 1, 2. So this is her 12 frame punish, and it does 32 damage. That's pretty good. 2, 2, 2, 1. A lot of 2, 2, 2 strings characters have now. It's really cool. She's like doing like these claw motions. 2, 2 is guaranteed, but the middle is not. I wonder if 2, 2, 1. No, that's a middle also. So this is interesting. This might be a combo filler more than anything. 2, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, I imagine these are combo fillers. Now, there's a little subtitle here up says, there's a little subtitle up here that says 2, 2, 2, quarter circle forward 2. So this is probably will probably give her this unique lightning effect. I bet you get less of a dramatic animation and probably less damage if you don't do the quarter circle forward. 2 slide 1, knock down mid. Was that high mid? Mid, 11 frames. So this is her 11 frame punish. 22 damage knockdown. Pretty good. Next move is 3, 2. So it's a high that's homing. And it looks like she ducks down. So I think they showed this in the trailer. Probably goes under jabs. And then it's a natural combo. So 18 frames a little slow, but it is homing. And it looks like it's one of her tornado moves. So you'll see it in combos. This is another homing move. This is 3, 4. So the 3 makes it homing, right? And the 4 is natural. So this is probably maybe like a whiff punish or maybe it doesn't look like a wall splat option. So her standing 4 is 13 frames. 13 frames, but not homing. Maybe counter hit launches. It looks like it wall splats though, which is pretty nasty. She has Heihachi's Demon Breath. 1+2, 12 frame knockdown, wall splatting. 3 + 4, 4. This is an interesting move. I think we saw this in the trailer as well. So she does like a flip. This looks like it goes, probably jumps over lows, right? Middle. First hit is 18 frames. So she has a cartwheel that jumps over lows, hits middle at 18 frames. This reminds me of Kunimitsu from Tekken 7. I don't know what the advantage is because it looks like they don't show her doing just the first cartwheel. She goes into the second hit, but the second hit is guaranteed. Don't know if it's unsafe or not. Okay, here we go. It looks like we're going to go into stances here. So forward 2, 3. Let's see how fast the forward. Forward 2 is 13 frames high. And if you press forward, she goes into Sentai. And then up or down goes into Unsoku Ko. I don't know what stances those are, so we'll see. Sentai, forward 3. So this is where she spins forward. And I guess we'll go through the rest of it later. Okay, right splits kick. So this, as far as I understand, I've seen other people cover this move. It's a standard Mishima forward 4, and if they are ducking when this hits, you get instead of +5 down here, you get +13, which guarantees her like punch into headbutt. Heihachi had this, so it makes sense for her to kind of inherit that. Shinsenzuki. This is forward 1+2. This is a roll stance. Okay. So she has Sentai forward 3, the forward roll with forward 1+2, and then during Unsoku, she can hit 1+2 to go into this roll as well. It looks like it forces a hit after, but I bet you can cancel it. Yeah. So if you just do the roll, she punches middle. If you roll and hit 3, she kicks low. Does not knock down and is -4, but does a chunk of damage. Looks like its value is in counter hit. Oh my goodness. Forward roll up forward. Okay, so she has a jump out of it and can do this mid kick that wall splats. She has a high that's homing and wall splats. And here does chip damage on block and can go into Heaven's Wrath, which is her parry stance after. So far, okay, and this is a new roll. This is a different roll. Can also do it during Unsoku with 3+4. You can cancel it into crouch. That's what this says in Polish. So she has 2 different rolls. This is her like 3+4 roll, and then this is her 1+2 roll. This is going to be a really tricky character to fight against. So she rolls twice and does a kick. that can, and this move can be canceled. So the threat of the kick can make you block. She can cancel into crouch and then play mix-ups from there. But here, if you hold it down, she does an unblockable. So this is like, this comes across as a noob slayer move, but we don't know the options we have or what options she has or what the counterplay is. So it's hard to call this broken or really, really good, but it's definitely obnoxious because you can't just sit there and eat the unblockable unless you can sidestep it reliably. But you also can't just hit her either because she's so low profile, right? So you probably are limited in how you can hit her. This is, yeah, kind of obnoxious. And it looks like a launcher, 30 damage launcher. That's insane. Okay, her down forward 1-1. Here we go, some normal moves again. Down forward 1. 13 frames, nice. This looks like a natural combo, +7. Reminiscent of Heihachi. But the difference here, you look at the little subtitle, is she can go into Sentai instead of extending the string. So she can do down forward 1 and then go into Sentai. Same here with down forward 1, 2. This is the move where after she does the right splits kick with her, leg, not my hand, she's guaranteed that. Down forward 2, so she has a generic down forward 2. Also not common in the Mishima toolkit, right? Most Mishimas sacrifice a few generic Tekken tools like down forward 2, and like an easy launch punish, but Reina here having this and apparently a hop kick. We don't know if it's safe or not. If it's safe, this will be absolutely insane. Wind God Step. This is unprecedented and pretty cool. I think this is going to be part of the... I think they made a good choice here because Reina is such a popular character already by design. Everybody's going to want to play her even if they don't have high execution. So here is her free wave dash. It says, or you can do like the wave dash input here, but what's fascinating is, or what remains to be seen, is whether she can cancel it into more wave dashes by mashing it, right? Wave dashes usually require you to do the wave dash input and then tap forward to cancel it, and then wave dash again. Is she able to wave dash by just mashing down forward 3? I would be surprised if she could. But at the same time, they're making a lot of big changes to the system, so it might not even be that surprising. Down forward 4, 2, 3. This immediately strikes me as a combo ender, just from the inputs. Like, these kinds of moves tend to be combo enders, but as you can see, Tekken 8 is becoming more of a stringy game. So down forward 4, 2, down goes into a parry stance. And here she is ducking, or she's ducking and doing a high, right? So if you wanted to duck the last hit, and then retaliate, it makes sense that she could go into a parry and then hold the parry stance. Kind of a built-in canned mix-up. Down forward 3 plus 4, 4. We've seen this in the trailer. Or you could hit down. So down forward or down. But if you hit just the first hit, I wonder... Well, you get this animation. I wonder if you force yourself to do both hits, are you still locked into this animation, right? Because you can see this is 2 inputs. Down forward 3 plus 4 and then 4. But the first hit gets this animation. So does it force you into it? I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just interesting. Okay, down 2. This move apparently is really, really good. 15 frames. Elbow, right? So not parryable. +3, forcing crouch. And I believe it's a counter hit knockdown based on the gameplay footage we've seen. This is a crazy, crazy, crazy move. Usually, characters have to sidestep to access a move like this. Lydia had a move like this in Tekken 7, where you do sidestep 2, and Noctis has sidestep 2 as well with his sword. But Reina gets it out of standing. This is almost like a Paul Hammer of the Gods, right? Not like Laws, where it launches on counter hit, but a knockdown and huge advantage. Remains to be seen what it does on block, but another stance, Unsoku Ko. Okay, so down 3, she starts doing an evasive sidestep. This is the Taido influence on her character. I'm assuming if you hold it down, you can keep going. It has an effect of parry. Let me translate what that means. Oops. Translating that, it says not cold. I don't think this makes sense. So I'm guessing it has a parry on mids, maybe highs. It's impossible to guess because the word for parrying lows is different, right? Yeah, I have no idea. The translation is not coming through for me. So we'll have to see what the character can do. Down 1+2, another stance. So she has so many stances. I think we're at 5 now. If you count 2 different roles, Unsokuko, and then now Heaven's Wrath. So 4, right? You can also do down back. This is her down back 2. This is the shoe shine that the notes mentioned. This doesn't really... that's a weird description for it. What this move is just a 2-hit low, right? 20 frames. Doesn't give advantage on hit. This is interesting. Not her moves don't give a lot of advantage on hit. Or not many of her moves give advantage at all. So even though she has a lot of poking, it seems like she's not going to do a lot of mix-ups. They want her to play more evasion. Let's see. Down back 4, 1+2. This is a 16 frame, low mid, not natural. It does not combo. Probably on counter hit at combos. 4-hit combo. Can cancel into Sentai on the 3rd hit going forward. Or it goes into the mid. Sin Smiter back 2. Wow. This is a big mid. This is a homing 16 frame mid. Huge pushback, so you don't get a lot after. That kind of sucks. +3 though. Okay, Unsoku Ko goes one way. Unsoku Gen goes the other way. Does not mention a parry here. Ebigeri. This is back 4. So this is weird because Reina... Whoa. What I was going to say is Reina has a lot of stances, right? Which is traditionally not easily accessible for new players, especially because kicks and the kick buttons and the punch buttons usually map out pretty cleanly to attacks. So seeing a character move instead of doing that usually leads to confusion for newer players. It's kind of like why Steve is a bit confusing. When you try to kick, he starts swaying, you know? So interesting design choice to give her all these stances. Back 1+2 is a power crush. Forces crouch. Oh, it doesn't launch. It doesn't really knock down. It just, you know, puts them in this forced animation, and then you can probably run up to them. Does wall splat also. Unblockable. Unsoku Ko going the other way. Okay, so the Unsoku Ko is a sidestep. Unsoku Gen is backwards. I'm assuming it'll mention the parry again. Yeah, okay, so same thing. Weird that they don't put them right next to each other. Usually stances go right next to each other, but I guess they're sorting it by the direction you input. Up forward 1. This is a 13 frame high that goes into Heaven's Wrath. Are you forced to go into Heaven's Wrath? Let's see. It looks like you're forced to go into Heaven's Wrath after. At +8, so it's not really that bad. Okay, up forward 3, 1. Pretty fast looking move. That was 13 frames, and then this one is 21. So not that fast, but obviously the point is to evade lows, right? Up forward 4, 17 frame hop kick, looking like Asuka's, actually. Oh, and then she has like a weird can-can thing also. This is an instant tornado hop kick, so it's a bit weaker than a true hop kick that fully launches. This uses up your combo extender. All right, forward 3+4. How fast was the first hit? 20 frames, mid. And then 1+2. This is all natural. So maybe a whiff punish? Raiden, forward 2. 12 frames. Now, this must have a counter hit property. Oh, this is her demon paw. So +1 on block, and I think it's actually gives advantage, or +1 on hit, and I think it gives advantage on block, but she can also go into stance off of her demon paw. So unlike Heihachi, who had a giant launcher out of forward 2, Reina has a demon paw. Doesn't knock down, but it appears she's more of a... She wants to go into stance and play evasion and things like that. Okay, forward 3. We saw that heat engager. Forward 3+4. Whoa, that is a fast move. Forward 3 was 20 frames. This one is 16. Knockdown high, so this might be a wall game thing. Because it has a dash input, you can follow somebody's sidestep. Running 3 is this big jumping kick. Does chip damage on block. This one also does chip damage on block, running 4, and she can go into Heaven's Wrath by holding down. 10-hit combo. Okay, so here's... we were talking about Victor's 10-hit combo and how it was kind of practically useful. Reina's maybe. Reina's may be useful. It depends on a few things. One, is this 3rd hit interruptible? Because then it creates this string where if you do 2-2-2, right, 2-2-2, so say you can't interrupt it. Now the opponent has to think about the low, right? Even if it's block punishable, the fact that the low exists will make somebody hesitate. especially in last hit situations. So this creates mind games, counterplay, and just a general point of outplay that the Reina can do. Again, depending if it's interruptible, all that goes away because you see the 2-2 and then you can probably interrupt. But I think I'm going to look at her earlier moves real quick just to evaluate that. She had a bunch of 2-2 strings and they did not seem interruptible, at least when I looked at it. Should be coming up right now. 2-2-1. Okay, so yeah, that doesn't look... that's a natural combo, so definitely not interruptible. And then 2-2-2, this is the same string. So 2-2-2-1 gives one effect, and then here on the 10-hit combo... oh, she has two 10-hit combos, so we'll see the other one. 2-2-2-3. So a little bit of a mix-up there. Might be strong. Obviously, I don't think you'd want to do the whole thing, but creates a little, again, a little outplay moment. And this doesn't seem to make a big difference because 2-2-2-3 is, again, how it starts. So our evaluation of how useful it is will have to depend on if it's interruptible or not. This is another, like, stance, kind of. Fukuteki is like a dodge. But I guess what makes it unique is you can do it into Wind God Step. So it looks like you can do it while standing or while crouching. And it can go into Wind God Step. Wind God Step again being her wave dash. She has a backflip off of a manual input. Now this is weird. Usually you just do this input they list here. Up, back, and then back. But it looks like because her 1+2 already gives the roll, they just mapped it to her backflip as well. And it can go into the Wind God Step after. Up 1+2. This is a weird move to me. I mentioned it when I first reacted to the trailer. I thought this was an attack, but it's just a cartwheel. She doesn't actually kick you, which I find a little strange. But aside from that, you can go into Unsoku, or you can do it during Unsoku, or you can go into Wind God Step after. Unsoku, again, being her, she goes like this, and she walks backwards or sideways and evades. Here's a taunt. Cool key charge. Nice. Okay, Jewel Snatch. Oh, that is a funny move name. She's during crouch and while standing, she grabs and rips. That is really funny. What does this input say? You can go into Sentai. Let me translate that first half here. On hit, based on our glossary. Oh, so this is an attack throw. So it's just one hit. But if you hit in the front, it does this animation. And then she can go into Sentai. Okay, while standing 2, this is the same as Heihachi's, +9. Very, very nice. How fast is the Jewel Snatcher? 13 frames. So she gets a punish into stance. Wind Stingers. 15 frame, 35 damage, knockdown with a knee. Mid-high, I assume? Yep. Does that wall splat? If this wall... well, the wall standing 2 wall splats, and then this wall splats. Nice. So she has 2 wall splats. Wall standing 4-4. Nice. Okay, so she has the tsunami kick that every Mishima has. Hers looks a bit slower, but that's probably because she's doing this stomp after. I think it's the same speed, 11 frames. She can go into Heaven's Wrath after, meaning she can threaten a parry or probably do some mix-ups. Whoa. What is this kick? While standing 3+4, she backsteps. Why does she backstep? Interesting. Okay. So that's probably like some tricky offense, I guess. Like she can crouch dash or cancel into crouch, and then if you swing at her or dash at her to try to hit her mid, she can back up. That I've never seen a move like that in Tekken. Like backswing blows, sure, but not out of crouch and like single input. You know, that's really, really fascinating. Nen Hangetsuate. During crouch, down forward 3. This is a mid. 20 frame, instant... oh, not even instant tailspin. It's just a launcher. Then she has a 15 frame version. I imagine the 15 frame version is unsafe. The 20 frame one might be safer. But this move looks really, really good. Sidestep 4. 18 frame low, 0 on hit. I imagine it has a counter hit property. Her back turn 4 looks a lot like her full crouch down forward 4. Okay, here's her wave dash stuff. So this is all of her actions out of crouch dash, which for her is called Wind God Step. She has an Omen Thunder God Fist with CD1, and then it goes into a second kick. CD1, 3 breaks the floor. Does chip damage on block, and then what does this word mean here? Maybe there's a just frame input, I think. Yeah, it's stronger if you do the proper input. Okay, so when Reina does down forward 3, she does less damage. That's the incentive. Make her accessible, but stronger if you do it with proper execution. This is the wall splat version instead of the ground break version. Electric. I think the subtitle here just says same thing. Stronger if you do it with the proper input, and you get it for free during heat. Just frame. Electric Wind God Fist. This is the Electric Wind God Kick? Is that what it is? War God Kick, but okay, Electric War God Kick. So it's a mid. She has an electric mid. 15 frames. We don't know how safe or unsafe it is. It also doesn't launch, okay? It doesn't launch, but it looks like she evades. So this will probably go under jabs. That's crazy. Does it wall splat? Does not wall splat. The just frame version does wall splat. You can see by this green icon here. That's what I've been looking at. So, geez. Chip damage on block as well. And this is, okay, first Hell Sweep is a high, right? We saw this in the notes. She can go into Heaven's Wrath after by holding down. And then she has a double low. Neither of these knocking down. I have to assume that her Hell Sweep might behave like Heihachi's. Maybe? Both of these are not knocking down. What's surprising is the double low doesn't knock down. Maybe the second low isn't launch punishable. We'll have to see. Manual Sentai out of Wind God Step. So crouch dash, and then you can hit forward 3 to go into Sentai. So you can just spin at them. Okay, now we're going to see the Sentai moves, okay? So lots of stances with this character. Sentai 1, 2 is a Power Crush mid-mid. Looks like, yeah, wall splatting, and the first hit is 16 frames. So I believe she has moves that go into Sentai at +8, maybe, or +2. Her Flash Punch, I think, went in at +2, right? So let me verify that really quick here. Flash Punch combo goes in +11. She goes in at +11. So what that means is this move, the Sentai 1, 2, is uninterruptible at 16 frames. I believe it'll outpace Rage Arts because Rage Arts take, I believe it's 8 frames to activate. At least that was the case in Tekken 7, I think. I don't think that's the case. We don't know if it's the case in Tekken 8. But it's looking like this is fully uninterruptible. You can't power crush it yourself. You just have to eat it. And if it's an elbow, is it an elbow? I want to see what, if she strikes with her elbow, then you can't parry it either. No, it's a fist. It's a fist. Okay. And she has a just frame here as well. You can hit the quarter circle forward on the second hit, and you probably get blue sparks or the electric effect here. Sentai 2, Rashomon. 13 frames. Wait, isn't that a geese move? 13 frames plus 8 mid does a tornado. So this is her combo extender out of Sentai. Heat engager out of Sentai. 12 frames? What the hell? That's really, really fast. So again, like she has 1-1-2 into frame trap stance. Okay, and this is the Sentai 4. Jumping over lows is probably the crucial factor of this move. I imagine the key attracting factor of this move is it'll jump over lows. It knocks down. Maybe it counter hit launches. Inverse Deva Laser. That's a cool move. Let's see this. So it's a 14 frame mid. Looks like she uses her claw, like a clawing motion, so parryable. And then a high. It wall splats, it's tornado, and it starts a combo? Can she follow up on that out of Heaven's Wrath? We'll have to see. Yaksha Sweep. She has so many moves, man. So out of Sentai 3+4, this is a low high. First hit is 20 frames, homing, and then high. No knockdown. Okay, we saw Insoku. Now it's going to give us the Insoku attacks. Oh my goodness. Insoku 4. Wall splat. Heat engage mid. Insoku forward 3. Okay, so Insoku into Sentai. So out of this evasive stance, she can go into all of her other stances. I think we saw notes on it earlier too. So here's Wind God Step. You can go into Heaven's Wrath. Oh, now we're just going to see Heaven's Wrath. I know she can do the flip and some of her rolls out of Insoko as well. Okay, Heaven's Wrath, 1, 4. This is a 12 frame mid, or high mid? Might be high mid. Yep, high mid. And there was a little subtitle there I want to check out. She can go into Sentai. So Reina is like Hwoarang, it feels like. Or Lei. Stance into stance into stance, and your opponent has to know the move list in order to counter her. So I have to learn her right away so I don't get cheesed. Chip damage on block, heat engage, 15 frame, Iron Hand. Cool move. L Axel. Oh, this is a Heihachi move, but Heihachi gets it out of up forward 3-4. Reina has to go into Heaven's Wrath stance. And then on hit or block, she could do both hits. First hit is 28 frames. Does that count the stance? I'm assuming that counts the stance because that's really slow. She can go into Heaven's Wrath again afterwards. This is her combo extension. We saw this in the trailer. So from Heaven's Wrath, 4-2-2, and then quarter circle forward 1+2 to give this electric effect and extra damage. Whoa, that's a cool move. What is this? Demon Bolt, Heaven's Wrath 1+2, Power Crush mid wall splat. Opponent put in crouch in this weird animation again where it's not really a knockdown, but they're stuck. Stuck in this animation. Okay, wait. 3+4 out of Heaven's Wrath. She has so many moves. 18. Chip damage on block. Okay. This stance is a low. 18 frames here. 16 frames here. And hits low middle. Does not look natural. This is not natural. The combo counter doesn't go up here. So, what's the purpose of this move? Okay, Sentai out of Heaven's Wrath, Wind God Step. So, yeah, more stances into other stances. And her Wind Step here, this is a really, really important thing. Her Wind Step, empty, has a punch parry. Has a parry built in. I'm trying to see if I can translate what it says here. It looks like it's a punch. Yeah, it's a punch parry specifically. So out of her, if she taps forward, she can parry punches, which is probably a cool interaction if you're fighting a Mishima with electrics. She can parry it. Okay, Wind Step. Okay, oh my goodness, she has so many moves. Wind Step 3, 16 frame +4 mid. Wind Step, Wind God Step. Okay, now we're in her throws. So Wind Step does not have a lot of moves, right? The interesting thing about Wind Step is she can go into Wind God Step. So she might have a perfect electric. Otherwise, she just has this mid. And the parry, of course. The parry is a big deal. Okay, her 1 throw. Her 2 throw. Swap sides. Also important. Side throw. Other side throw. That's weird. Her side throws are the same as her generic throws. That's usually you get really cool throws from Tekken characters if you hit their side, but they use the same ones. Her back throw is different though. Stonehead, nice. Heihachi throw. It looks like there was a little subtitle there. Forward 1+2 is the alternate input, and it's broken with 1+2. Okay. Multiple inputs for this character as well. Raido Hitsumetsu. Quarter circle back, forward 2. This is a throw we were talking about. Sheesh. Now this is crazy. This is one of the craziest changes I've ever seen. These throws are out of Sentai, and they're unbreakable. You can't break these throws. But the annoying part of these is they look like normal throws. So you have to recognize she's in stance. Oh, no, never mind. They have a unique throw animation. Okay, I was tripping. I have a problem with throws that look like Tekken throws but don't behave like Tekken throws, right? So at least it's a unique animation. It's kind of like Kazumi. And it looks like it doesn't do much damage. So it's an unbreakable throw. She's spinning at you, and it barely does any damage. Okay, so it's a position change more than anything. Wow, that is a crazy throw. Heaven's Roar. So out of Heaven's Wrath, she also has an unbreakable throw. It's a cool throw, but again, unbreakable is a little weird. Whoa. This was a parry where she takes the hit and then goes into stance. Heihachi had a version where he takes the hit and parries back and does damage to you, but she just goes into stance. This is her punch parry out of Wind God Step. low parry. Everybody has that. Or stomp while the opponent's down. Oh, okay. So we've seen all the moves now. She has 2 unbreakable throws and a billion stances. Let's see the sample combos. Up forward 4 hop kick, heat burst, and then heat smash. Two. They really, this is so strange because they wanted to make her accessible very clearly with these easier inputs, but tying so many stances to her character, especially behind like combined punch buttons, feels weird. It's like I can't tell if she's supposed to be accessible or maybe she's mass appealing, as in she can appeal to people who want to sit in practice mode and really learn everything she has to offer. Or she can appeal to somebody just trying to pick her up right away. I think that's what they were going for. I think if you want to explore the character, they offer a lot for you with wow, that combo looks cool. They offer a lot for you to enjoy as an optimizer, for example. Like if you ever talk to Hwoarang players, they are figuring out a lot about how the stances flow into each other. Similar with lay players, how the stances flow into each other, how you can generate pressure based on her options going from stance to stance. But if you're just picking up the game, you can hit the 2 button a lot and get like a pretty decent combo. It looks cool, you know. You get to enjoy the character. I think that's my conclusion, is that Reina is supposed to make everybody happy. I'm going to replay the sample combos here while I talk about it. Reina's supposed to make everybody happy. Whether you're a beginner, whether you're an optimizer, if you're a new fan of Tekken or an old fan of Tekken, she's really a mass appeal character, and I think they really succeeded if that was their intention. I think that defending against her is going to feel really bad initially. She's going to require a lot of study to understand, like for example, this move she just did at the end of this combo. She does this roll. There's an unblockable, right? So she just rolls at you. You have to respond. Is it a sidestep? Do you interrupt her? If you try to interrupt her, do you get counter hit launched, right? Like, she has so many things that you as the defender probably have to learn. So she might be the first character I try just for the sake of surviving when I start Tekken 8. Regardless, it'll be important, I think, to learn the defense against her. She has so many moves, so many stances that go into stances. And historically, characters like this, like Hwoarang or Zafina, are really overwhelming for defenders because realistically, people just don't take the time to practice it. I'm guilty of not doing that. Like, it took me forever to learn how to defend Katarina properly or defend Hwoarang properly, because even if you go and lab all their moves, you have to run into a player who uses their stances in ways that you didn't anticipate. So I'm excited for this game to come out so I can practice against Reina and survive. She's going to be a nasty character. In terms of the meta, I don't know how strong she's going to be. Again, we really don't know a lot about how the game is going to function. What are our defensive options? What is reliable? What is like statistically low variance gameplay versus what is what is crazy and kind of like gimmicky and cheesy? We don't know. So let me know in the comments if I missed anything. I know Reina is a very looked forward to character, so I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a different character. And leave a like if you enjoyed this. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.